What do you foresee the city of Toronto looking like in like the next 5 years in terms of like pre-con pricing,
Yeah.
skyline?
Well, let's talk about pre-con in GTA, right? There are people that have to go because they paid a premium on the lot, and either they're burning a hole through their pocket or their investors are losing their minds, and they got to go because they can't sell the land for less than what they paid for, and they're probably going to fire a Hail Mary and hope for the best, and look, we're rooting for them. And there are guys that are patient and tactful and tactical, and they're acquiring land at really good prices that can still sell. Kipling Station is a good example, and a bunch of our portfolio, really, for that matter. Like, I don't think if you go across the 5, 6, 7 sites we've got lined up, none of them I would feel great about launching any of them. So, looking at where the market's going to be in the next 5 years, I think you're going to have a lot of people very patient, willing to buy. I think it's either going to be a AAA location that's like through and through, no matter what happens. I know that I'll be able to rent it out at the worst case. And when things get better, that's going to be high in demand, and that's where you see appreciation. Then you get these sort of like 905 sort of high transit order stuff where LRTs and GO stations, those are going to start popping up a lot. But I think in pre-con, what you're seeing now probably isn't going to change, which is like highly selective, highly price sensitive, trying to find good developers that are going to deliver, because I think you're seeing massive consolidation in the developer side.
I agree.
The people that can afford land, people that can execute, people can shoulder all of this and deliver. And I think resale, it's going to take time for pre-con, because the real metric is resale. We need low rise to continue to push the boundaries and increase in price. It's like, even if you just plopped it down today, average price of a detached home, it's not affordable. So then you're going to focus into resale condo. So then you're going to let that sort of catch up to low rise. And then that's usually when pre-con will come, right? So it's going to take some time. But again, there's no market where things aren't trading. Even in the worst of markets, resale was still moving along. It wasn't moving along like it used to be, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Yeah. But people still need to live. They still need to move. And rental is going to be continue to have a lot of pressure, and that's going to drive resale condo, which is going to drive pre-con, right? Like, rental is really the key here. Interest rates, look, it's funny because interest rates, call it 12 months later, is what, 4 or 5% higher, but we're kind of catching up to where the last end prices were in the average condo sale. So we're actually paying the same than we did 12 months ago, or call it 16 months ago, but with significantly higher interest rates, and no one seems to be batting an eye.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It is.
Right? So people are making it work. Right? And they're finding other avenues to borrow money, mom and dad, all those people. So look, rentals are going to continue to trend upward. Will justify resale condo prices, the valuation. In that same time, everyone wants to buy a semi-detached, detached. Like, that market will never go away. It'll never change. And those people with that kind of money, it's not about money, right? It's the aesthetic. So I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. I'm going to leverage all of it anyway. So bang, bang, go, go, go. So that's always going to continue to rise. And then you create this gap between condo and low rise. And then it gives you all this runway for condos to move forward. And then pre-con follows. But in the meantime, if you can find resale or pre-con that is close to resale and make it work, that's your recipe.
Yeah.
Right? Like, people are still buying this $1,600 a foot product.
Yeah.
Because I think they understand that long term it's going to be fine, and it will be. But maybe in the first couple of years, it's going to be a little painful. You got to survive that.
Yeah.
And they're going to be thankful that they did, because I believe that they're still going to do incredibly well.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
there was a news article that came out recently about people losing their shirts, right?
Yeah. Was that the blog TO?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually commented on that.
Did you?
Because there's no context.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
it's one of those fire headlines.
Yeah. It's just, it puts, people want to buy real estate because they want it. Like, what else you do with your money, first of all, right? So if you've got 200 grand, 300 grand, 100 grand, let's open up a business. You're going to be opening up that business. You'll be there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which you can't do because you have a career. Okay, let's put money in the equity markets. You have no idea what you're doing, right? So now you're going to get killed, or your expectations are going to get all out of whack. You're going to put 100 grand on the S&P, and I don't know. It's kind of a coin flip. Or I can buy real estate. Pre-con, I'm not going to oversimplify, but hey, let's sign the contract up and let's forget about it for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Right? And now you're leveraging, 20% or 80%, sorry. And you're in a pretty good position by large historically, right? And we were talking earlier about buying real estate and feeling like, oh, it's expensive at 300 front, and not knowing at the time. Like, I bought a lot of condos and I didn't know if it was going to go up or not. And then call it 5 years later, you're like, holy, this is great. I didn't know that it would get to that.
Exactly.
And if I did, I would have bought a lot more. But my intent was just to build the equity and build my portfolio so that I was able to either leverage it and sort of like refinance it, or just ride the market if it were to go up. And we all believe, everyone in real estate believes the market's going to continue to go up because of the way this city is built, the way the hand and the way the hand is dealt in this city is not going anywhere. So it's just a function of time. How long can you survive the downward market? And I think you're starting to see a lot of resilience.
Yeah.
And people just need a normal, right? Like, if you're increasing rates every 3 months, there's no normal, so you can't adapt. But now that we're seeing a lot of normal, now there's a rate hike probably coming. But look, the last 4 months have been great.
Yeah, they have been.
Some of the best resale numbers we've seen in 16
I've been loving
months.
it.
And no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
Why aren't we talking about resale, detached, semi-detached, condos, townhouses, literally in the green over the last 4 months? Why aren't we talking about these things?
Because it's not fun.
Yeah, you're right. It's not fun. It's easier to just come up with the nonsense and say, the world's burning.
Yeah.
But, we should be champions of the good news because it's facts.
It is.
And it may not influence you to transact, but it's a lot better than all this negative headlines that have zero context in this one flash in the pan moment in time. It doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of positive out there, man. Like pre-con, look, there are projects that are really thriving, and there are projects that are missing the mark, a bit of out of touch. Why are they out of touch? I think personally, they're putting no effort into educating, into branding, into marketing, but most importantly, educating why. I see a lot of the what, but I see very little why. And that's where I think Center Court really changes our model, right? We've spent the whole, since I've been there, of why. I got to explain to you why we're going to do this, why you're going to make money, why this is exciting, why you won't regret this, why you should park your money with us in this location, whatever. There's just not enough effort out there.
Yeah. I like it.
I
like it. And is Center Court exploring international markets?
No.
Okay.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
And we did talk about very briefly, and we always sort of noodle on what's happening out there because there's a lot you can learn, right? And what's happening in other markets, and no one does things quite like the United States.
Yep.
And obviously the Middle East, like they really turn it up a notch.
Oh,
right?
Dubai's crazy.
They take things to a whole level. I was actually living there for a while.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in 2016 into 2017.
Very cool.
I moved out there and in real estate and pre-construction. Crazy experience, by the way.
Okay. We'll talk about that
big
after.
learning experience. Yeah, big learning experience, huge learning curve. And I had to come back because it just wasn't working out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're GTA focused. This is our home. This is our bread and butter. And there's so much opportunity, and there's so much demand. Like when the market turned, people didn't suddenly say, "I have no more money," and they didn't just say, "Oh, I don't want to buy anymore." It was more about, let's wait and see.
Yeah.
I got the cash. I have the equity. I have the desire to continue to grow into and acquire. But it's a little shaky now. Let's just chill out and let's watch how this unfolds. And when there's an opportunity, let me know. And that's when the elite realtors show up, because then they're value engineering and they're going the extra step to make it make sense. In a good market, anyone's running around and you can just be good this one little thing, and you're hot, right? But in the market like this, you got to be next level. Like you have to have full service, like we were talking about earlier. So yeah, GTA will be our bread and butter for quite some time.
Yeah, it's good. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good to hear. Well, I knew this stuff, but I mean, for people out there, like,
why go anywhere else?
And get your doubters and all that.
We're blessed. No one transacts like Toronto GTA, man. Like if you're a realtor, why would you want to be anywhere else? Right?
Yeah.
There's so much business to be had.
Yeah.
You just got to try.